Jale, this is Mahaprasara and I'm in Ladakh, which is at the northern tip of India between Kashmir and Tibet. Ladakh's a high altitude, mountainous, cold desert. And I'm here with Bev and our dear friend Sering Dolma. We've known Sering for 16 years thereabouts, and when we're in Ladakh we stay with her and her family. And today Sering has driven us out a couple of hours into the mountains to a village called Gia for a very special reason. I've come here to support my dear Dharma brother, Daya, who on 30th of September is going to prostrate all the way up Mam Tor to raise funds for the new Triratna Buddhist Centre for Women. And the reason that we've come here is that a few months ago, Daya, myself and other men in our chapter, we watched a film called Growing Up in Ladakh, which tells the story of a young girl called Padma. She was 12 at the time, about the same age that we first met Sering. And there is an event coming up for her in the village called the Gotak. And the go means head, tak means down, bringing down. So gotak is kind of like bringing down your head, as in prostration. And the village, and this happens in many villages in Ladakh, sets out on a 3-day prostration to some sacred place, probably a monastery or a shrine up in the mountains. And Padma's rather young to do this, but she's very enthusiastic. And she persuades her mother she's now old enough and determined enough and strong enough to embark with her younger sister on the Gotak. And they do the Gotak in the middle of winter, when the land is frozen in February. It's too hard, too cold, there's too much snow, the streams are frozen, and there's no work to do in the fields. It's a time when there's not much to do, but obviously a very hard time to prostrate for 3 days across the landscape. So they embark on this, and they succeed, tired, exhausted, but utterly delighted to have done this. And when she's asked why, she says this rather wonderful thing. She says, we do this for the benefit of all beings. For the benefit of all beings. And this phrase really inspired Daya to set about his prostration up Mam Tor for the benefit of all women who want to go for ordination and develop their spiritual practice, and of course ultimately for the benefit of all beings. So we've come to Gia, which is at about 4,500 metres, that's what, maybe 15,000 feet. And we're on a little plateau above the village where there are 2 stupas. They're Labap stupas, which have, as it were, symbolic ladders down the sides, representing the Buddha's descent from the Tushita heavens. And one is very old. It's unpainted, it's made of mud brick, and it's dissolving slowly back into the landscape, hundreds of years old. But there is a new one, and it's very unusual. It's enclosed in a square structure, open-sided, painted red and white, and it's a very beautiful stupa indeed. So we had hoped to meet Padma here, but she's now 20 years old and she's a student in Delhi. But we have met her mother, an utterly delightful woman, and we've got Padma's phone number. So when we get to Delhi, or maybe even before, I'm going to give her a call and see if we can meet up with her. I really want to convey to her just how much she and what she did inspired people, inspired us, inspired Daya halfway across the world. And I think maybe next time we come to Ladakh we'll make the time to spend a few days up in Mother's homestay up here in this beautiful, beautiful village of Gia. But enough talking, I need to start prostrating.